Good morning everybody, this is Bernie from Tauranga Wellness Clinic Stampin' Up, and welcome to another Friday video where I am going to be showing you and making a card with you from the gorgeous catalogue that we have. Now I am going to be showcasing the Expression and Ink Designer Series paper this morning. It's actually such a weird morning out here in Tauranga. It is foggy. It looks like it's Lord of the Rings kind of material out there. I don't think any aeroplanes are taking off at all. I can't see further than my neighbor's house, which is very, very unusual. So I hope wherever you are having a super duper sunny day. So these papers are absolutely gorgeous. Now, there are a lot more to them than what I've got in my hand. Excuse me. But the reason I've only got these is because this is what I've got left. So as you can see, it's showing the stunning alcohol ink design, and we're going to be featuring this paper today. That's what it looks like on the reverse. This gold stripe looks like this, and you may have seen these. I showed you these in a previous previous video where I did the bookmarks. I used this paper to do the bookmarks, and that's the reverse of it there. And then this is a stunning green. I was on a Stampin' Up retreat last weekend with 14 other demonstrators, and there was a lady there that actually did a scrapbook page using that, and she cut out the map of New Zealand. It was absolutely stunning. And then that one is very similar to what we're doing today without the gold. And then this one is featuring pale papaya with the gold in there, and then sort of a more muddy, it makes me think of the mud pools, geothermal pools that we have around where I live. So the card we are going to make today is this one. So I wanted to have a bit of a play using the paper, but also using some of the dies that cut borders, and also the challenge to myself was to use this gold trim paper. And I set myself that challenge, and that was my original card, but today I'm going to change it up just a little bit, and we're going to matte it, and we're going to use some other colors for the flowers. So from memory, I used Just Jade, Melon Mambo here, and I believe that was Pale Papaya. I have used, let me just get my stamps to show you. So I have used the Color and Contour stamp, and featuring those two stamps, so it's a two-step process. For the sentiment to a dear friend, I love that sentiment. I have taken it from the Plentiful Plants, and it's that sentiment over there. I absolutely love that sentiment. The borders, I'm using the die from the Basic Borders. All of these are in our annual catalogue. Now for the card I did originally, I used this border, but I want to try something different today. So today we're going to use this border and see how that looks. For the tag, I am loving these tags. I used the tailor-made tag, and I've already created one by using the hand-penned paper. So if you want to do a two-step tag like this, you just take a piece of cardstock in the color that you want, you glue on a piece of your DSP, and then you run it through as one piece through your tailor-made tags, and you've got your tag. And am I missing something? Oh, and yes, to cut out the flowers, I used the Scallop Contours die. So it's this one, and it's one of those dies where you have to make sure that you actually are positioning the die correctly, otherwise you cut your flower out weird. Ask me how I know that. So right, let's get started. I have done quite a bit of the pre-work for today, just because I have an appointment a little later on, and I need to make sure that I'm getting finished. So before I do that, let me just write down my address. So you can find me at Tauranga Wellness Clinic. I am thinking about actually having a Stampin' Up website very soon, so I may be changing my things over to that. So that's at Stamp and Eat and Bernie's Craft Room. And I wrote this with our blender pen, the dark flirty flamingo. Righto, so let's get started. So for the card, it's my standard measurements of 4 1/4, 5 1/2, scored at 5 1/2 inches. And remember the raised edge, what shall we call that? The mountain goes in, and using your bone folder, you just burnish it in half. Set that aside. I have created a mat out of pale papaya because I thought that I could do with a little bit of extra. See, if I mat that up and I compare it to that one, look at the difference. So I'm going to glue my mat using my Tombow. Whoops, sorry about that. That was my Flirty Flamingo blender pen that hadn't been put back in its holder properly. So I am so excited. I have ordered my products from the new mini catalogue, which has come out, which you can now order from the 3rd of August until the 31st of September. And I am waiting anxiously for it to arrive. I'm just going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. And I have opted this year for the first time ever to make a non-traditional Christmas card. So I am going to be making my Christmas cards out of pink this year. Can you believe it? Pink. Pink. So it's going to be Blushing Bride and Mint Macaron. So, righto. So what I'm going to do is so I've cut this cardstock a little bit wider, and I want a generous amount off it. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to take it to the edge, because as you can see, that's going to come off. So just make sure if you're cutting it with a die that you're cutting it that there's enough that's going to come off when it goes through the machine. So I am super excited about doing something completely different. It is going to push me so out of my comfort zone, because I am normally a red and green girl when it comes to Christmas decorations, Christmas cards. I like greens, I like reds, I like golds, I like all the traditional Christmas colors. And let me show you what it's cut here. So this is the remnant. Don't throw that away. You can use it as trim somewhere else. Oh, look how pretty. That is so pretty. Okay, what did I do with my card base? So that, oh, I actually prefer that. Look at that. Look at the contrast. Am I too close to the camera? I love that. So I have already cut, where did I put it? Nope, there it is. With all my pre-cutting, I'm not used to doing that. I'm used to doing things on the fly. And now I can't find all my stuff I prepared. So this piece is going, and I'll put all the measurements up for you. This is going to slip into the back like that. You do want that gold strip to show, and I'm going to make sure that they measure up, if you can see there. So I want the contrast. Okay, so let's glue that down. Where's my silicone mat? So with regards to the, I think it's Whimsy and Wonder or something like that suite, I am so excited about making something different. So like I say, for the first time in my life, even that's pretty. Look at that. This is the trouble with this paper when you've got two sides that are equally stunning. It's like which one to use. But I am committed to this one today. Right, I don't have my glasses on, so let me just make sure. I apologize if my head's in the camera. Oh, I love how, and I didn't plan it that way, that leaf has just come out by just the way I die cut that. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened. Okay, stunning. I really, really love that. And I'm just thinking now, you could even pop that up on dimensionals and get a bit of dimension. So to save time, like I say, I've had to go. I'm going to go somewhere this morning, so I need to get going. I've already cut, stamped and cut these out. Now these are going to be positioned on, I don't know if I like, I'm just looking at the Flirty Flamingo and I'm thinking I'm actually going to redo that, and I'm going to do it with a Melon Mambo. Yeah, I just don't know that the Flirty Flamingo does it for me actually. So you are going to get to see how to do the two-step stamp after all. So you start off with the stamp, and I have put it in position, so hopefully I've just done it the right way. So you stamp it on there, and you uncup that. I'm going to off It's really hard to find your space on these ones when you've turn it around, turn it around. Alright, I'm just going to wing that. It's probably not, oh, that'll do, that'll do, that'll do. I do feel that by double doing the second generation stamping, it is actually better. So let me just get my die, and for this I'll just bring out the little mini. I love my mini. Right, there. Now I need my washi tape again. Okay, so now you've got to really make sure when you're doing this that you get it just right. It's like spinning the wheel at some mate. I'm eyeing that one and looking for, I think that's it. Is that it? Is that it? Have I got it? Is that it? Why do I think it's not it? Hang on, there are two there. Oh gosh, you see, this is why I decided to do this off camera, so that I wouldn't waste your time. Right, I'm taking that one. We're going with that one. Picking that one, thank you. Too bad, Jose. Right, let's go. It wasn't the right one, but it'll do. It'll do. It wasn't the right one. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's go. There, that's a better colour. And there. And there's leaves there, which means I'm going to need to put, just because of the way the paper is, I may need to put my tag in a different place so that I don't lose it. So pop it up on dimensionals. So as you may or may not know, celebration started on the 3rd of August, runs to the 30th of September. And what that means is that if you purchase an order to $110 New Zealand dollars, you get a free gift. And that free gift is in the celebration catalog. And here is the catalog, and you get to choose all these gorgeous free things. That paper is stunning. You can do Christmas. I've ordered some of these. I think they're adorable. I've got the textures and frames. I'm going to make some Christmas decorations out of those. This a summer shadow die coordinates with the stamp in the catalogue. That dahlia, I initially didn't like it, but I saw some demonstrators making some stunning cards with it. And if you order over $575 New Zealand, you get this free gift in your words as a free host gift. So I really want to encourage you, if you are in New Zealand and you don't yet have a demonstrator, reach out to me and I can gladly help you with your order. I've just put some in-gem little doodackis on there. Right. Because you don't want to miss out on your order. You don't want to miss out on free stuff. I wouldn't. Let's have a look. So that is there. I'm thinking, where am I don't want to lose these. Don't want to lose these gold. Actually, I probably will end up doing that anyway. Okay, going to emboss that. What have I done with my embossing buddy? You see, I've put everything out. I went, right, Bernie, you're going to get organized today. You're going to put everything out so that you're not looking for things. And now I can't find it because I've done such a good job of preparing myself. Up there, I did. I put it on top of my gold embossing powder. Awesome job. So I use the embossing buddy. You can't get those anymore. Like I've said in previous videos of mine, you can just use a microfiber cloth. I have already put my stamp up. I'm using Versamark. And I'm not in the camera, which I am now. And I'm going to stamp it over there to a dear friend. Okay. Now I am going to, hopefully I haven't messed that up, put this into my gold embossing powder. I learned some incredible tricks on my retreat, which I'm about to show you. The first being, if you've got to take your pick and you use the putty end like that, you can then come and pick up the powder that you've messed, because I usually use a brush, but as I've often done, I'll end up messing and taking the brush, brushing my embossing powder off. But if you pick it up with the putty, and you can get putty refills through your catalogue, you don't run the risk. And then you just get rid of the putty, and voila, you've done it, and it's nice and tidy. I'm now going to heat it under the embossing tool, but again, another tip I learned on the weekend, I've just chucked everything down, is to hold the tool under your item rather than on top. So I'm going to pause the video and come back when I've done that. Okie dokie. So the reason you do it underneath, as I was shown last week, is so that it doesn't actually bend the paper as much, although this one seems to have bent the paper a little bit. Then I am going to find in my stash. I knew I had one somewhere. I just want to show you this. I made another little tag out of scrap paper I had. Look at that! Isn't that cute? You can glue, the die set makes these gorgeous little tags, and you just glue them onto the end like that, just to reinforce your hole, but it just adds that little bit of extra pretty. Makes it look really professional, like you bought it rather than handmade it. Yep, glue it on there. Okay. Right, let's pop that on. I am going to stick it over there. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick it on there, irrespective. I'm just going to do a ribbon, and then we can put our bumblebee on and then do the inside. So with the ribbon, I am using my favorite crinkle seam ribbon, and I'm going to combine it with the soft succulent. So what I've done with the soft succulent, so I've just cut it a little bit in half. Sorry, I've just cut a little bit, and then I'm cutting the ribbon in half. And my latest little look is to pull these threads, just to give it a bit of a texture. Don't pull too much off, because then you lose the, there we go. So you can see there's just a little bit there. I'm now going to take it and just twist it like that. This one can get a bit tricky doing it. Sometimes I just do like that. Now just do your normal bow. I have a feeling I may not have cut enough ribbon. Pulling the white. It's just one-sided bow. Right, let's try that again. It is really tricky. Really tricky making bows. I'm just going to hold the line caller. Plan B. So I've done a separate strip with the wrinkle seam binding ribbon, and I'm going to just tie the soft succulent bit that I did. Sometimes you just need to. That wasn't very clever. Let's just try that again, Bernie. Tie it around. All I want is just a bit of that colour, just to give it some. Right, now glue dot it down. Okay, now I'm going to put this on dimensionals. So that that can go on the front of the card, like I want to butt it up with the end, like so. I'm going to cut that white ribbon, cut those guys so that they all line up. I think this bow is hanging over too much for my liking. Whoops. bring it in a bit more there. It's better. Bumblebee. Bumblebee, Bumblebee. He can go on with a blue dot. Right over there. Cool. Now, we're going to do the inside of the card. It's really bothering me, that bow. Bow is bothering me. Is it bothering you? It's bothering me. Okay, I'm going to set that card to the side. Remind me where I put it when I look for it, because I will probably look for it shortly. Now, I've got a piece of white. Oh my word, I'm doing it again. I'm looking for the mat that I made. Hey, there it is. It fell to the side of my desk. So I'm going to do something a little bit different for the inside of this card. So instead of having a traditional white on papaya mat, I want to create, using this gold, I want to create a little tab. But I don't want that sticking out. So I'm going to put it, hang on, I'm going to put it onto, let's do this way, I'm going to do it on the pale papaya, just so that that little gold tag is out. And then I'm going to glue the white over. Does that make sense? Like so. Okay. So let's glue, let me first bone fold it so that it's nice and crisp. I just thought it would be nice to carry on the theme of that gold strip, because I think the gold strip's pretty, but it's sort of not something I would make an entire card from. So I feel like it's, you know, I think it's going to be neglected in my stash if I don't make it, if I don't make a concerted effort to, hang on, and make sure you turn it around the correct way so that the gold is actually showing. So there, okay, so that's the bit that's going to stick out. Hold it down, and then make sure you choose the side of your white, basic white cardstock inner. Over there. And now we're going to glue it in there. See? Just adds a little bit of interest. Make sure you glue on the DSP so that it stays. Oopsie. What is that saying? More haste, less speed. Slow down, Bernie. I always seem, when I get to this bit, to have something on my fingers that always seems to mark my card. Right. So there we have the inside. To a dear friend. I will fix that afterwards because I don't like that, how I've put that on. That's really skew. But it still carries on through with the tab over there. And all that's left now is to decorate our envelope. And I am going to take that pale papaya one, oh no, pale papaya, Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to pop it on the front of the envelope. Like so. So that we don't have a naked envelope. And then I'm going to, have I got a wide enough strip? Nope. I'm just going to cut a strip on the back to repeat that. So I'll be back. Very good. So I'm just going to take that all out the way. Do my envelope. Make sure you butt it up nicely. If you're going to use the gold, make sure the gold runs down in the direction that you want your envelope to go, otherwise it's going to look weird. And now you literally are just going to trim off the excess. So before I finish this, just remember the new mini catalogue July to September is now available. You can purchase from, and Celebration also has started on the 3rd of August and runs for 2 months. The mini catalogue runs until the end of the year, July to end of the year, and the Celebration is August and September. So if you would like to make a purchase through me, please contact me with that. If you are living in New Zealand and you don't yet have a demonstrator, I would love to help you with that. For every $110 New Zealand you purchase, you get a free gift, and also stamping rewards as well if you place an order over 300. If you have a group of friends that would like to place an order and you collectively put that, you can share that as well. So there are all kinds of ways to make it work for you. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. This is the card that we made with the matching envelope. If I compare it to the other one that I did originally, I far prefer this one, and the inside of that one was just simple, whereas this one we've zhuzhed it up a little bit and I've matted it and put a little gold tab. So yeah, feel free. Hello, it looks like my phone was doing its dodgy thing again. I was just about to finish by saying, if you'd like to be part of the group that does this card on Tuesday when I'm teaching it at my next Stampin' Eat mini retreat, please feel free to go online to my website and register. There's a page there for you to put your details in so that I know how many card packs to prepare. But if you're just watching this online, thank you so much. Please feel free to subscribe. It really means a lot to me as a new demonstrator. And until I chat to you all again, remember, stamp, eat, sleep, repeat.